end of this session. Yeah, and I hope that by end of this session you will be able to understand data analysis and different aspects of it. Also, you will get to know the different job profiles, like because many people are getting confused. What is the role of data scientist? What is the role of data analyst? What will be the doing of data administrator, database developer? So you will be getting a clarity of all these roles, and after that, maybe you can choose a field where you have an interest or where you can keen to work on. Yeah. Okay, so let's get started. You heard the term like in your surrounding, you are hearing a term like a data. So first we have to understand the meaning of word data. What is data? Data is nothing but a useful information. Data, this is what the a data is. As a data analyst, you are on a journey. Think about all the data is that is being generated each day, that is available in an organization, from transactional data in from a traditional databases like SQL Server or Oracle, telemetry data from services you use, the signals you get from the different areas like social media like FB, Instagram. Businesses of today collect and store this massive amounts of data, and yet business continue to struggle to use that data in meaningful and productive way, which impacts their ability to act. So businesses should be able to use their vast amounts of data and information in a such a way that impacts their business. So business decision makers depend on this complete data analyst story, which a particular data analyst prepared to drive that business decisions. The faster a business can make a precise decision, the more competitive they will be and the better advantage they will have. The key to unlocking all the data is being able to tell the story with its compelling and insightful reports. So this is an art which data analysts should have this. And your journey of telling story with the data also ties into building that data culture within your organization. So that's it about the data. Okay, so let's understand this data from more use cases which we generally used in our day-to-day life. Let's start with the Facebook. The volumes of data collected about all registered users is analyzed from marketing activities and pushing this recommendation of product from other e-commerce companies to gain a monetary advantage. This is what the Facebook does. So most of the times you are searching one product and the Google, and whenever you are browsing your Facebook or Instagram, you are seeing that product advertised on your social media page. So this is nothing about data analyst, and multiple roles of data analyst or data profiles related will work on that, and this aspects you will see in a different positions. Next is Uber. Uber is a taxi services aggregator. They consist of taxis to customers and facilitate rides. Although they do not own their taxis and their drivers, but during the rush hours, they optimize the rides of a customer using a real-time available data, providing excellent service to their customer. So this is what Uber and Ola is doing. Next, Spotify. Spotify. It's a music and application. You must be use of this. So Spotify is a music aggregator that presents music by various artists through online or mobile applications. They have competition through other music aggregators. Therefore, they personalize the customer experience through a personalized recommendation by analyzing customer shopping preferences. So if person is liking a new songs, and if he is more about particular any artist, so if you love any of like just let's say a Justin Bieber, and if you're browsing Justin Bieber on Google, so most of the times you will see the that particular songs whenever you are opening any music app like Spotify. So this is how the data analytics works. Next, most popularly people are using nowadays for the online shopping is Amazon. Volumes of data are manipulated from Amazon site as well as FB and other social media sites for advertising, and products are pushed to these various customers on social media. I'll show you this in more depth in next slide.
Kieran, can I interrupt you? Are you presenting anything or only just demonstrating?
Sorry.
Are you presenting anything? That means any slide or something?
Are you able to see my PowerPoint slides?
No, I'm not getting this PowerPoint slide. There
So
is no PowerPoint slide showing.
is it
Mr. Kiran, I think you reshare the screen. You reshare the screen. I think so. There is some issues with them.
but is the issue with everyone or how it is?
No, no, no. Only with Samim, because Gary in between shared his screen, and that's why there is something gap. Like your screen is visible only in a particular screen only.
Let me start it again.
I have seen the first slide. I have seen the first slide, but after that, I didn't get any slide. Okay, just demonstration is okay. And no slide is here.
Are you able to see my screen now?
Yeah, yeah. Now is okay.
Okay, so I would request everyone to please be on mute and don't interrupt while I'm presenting. By if someone is sharing something, then maybe my screen is getting stopped. So I would request everyone to be on mute. And if you have any questions, you can type on the chat. So maybe we can discuss at the end of the session. Okay. Thank you. So just now we discussed about the popular use cases of data analytics, like as I have described about the Facebook, Uber, Spotify, and Amazon. I will more explain Amazon and FB connection in clearly in next slide. Sorry. When you shop for a product as shown in a circle in an Amazon page, a VR based game, suppose if you are browsing a VR based game in Amazon, so that application is integrated Amazon, like it's this application integrated with a various other partner applications. So and also it is also connected with a social media site like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So whenever you are browsing any of your particular social media page like FB or Instagram, you will be able to see your particular ad on your FB page. So let's see here. This users has browse VR games on Amazon, and same key as we are able to see over here. So this is how the data analytics works, and it might be an experience with everyone. Like maybe you have searched any product on Google, or you have searched any product on content on any of the online site, and you can see that particular thing in FB or Instagram or any other. So how these things are getting followed, it's the analysis which is getting done by your in the backend, which is done by data analyst, and it is again pushed to your other social media sites. This is how it works actually. So we discussed about the things, how you use cases and all, but while doing these things, it is like there are major player which involves in the data journey. So in this data journey, you are not alone. This is a journey, and it is usually doesn't start with you. The data must come from somewhere, and getting that data into spot that is usable by you takes some effort and more than likely out of your scope. Especially we think about the enterprise. Today's application and projects can be large and often utilizing the skills and knowledge of numerous individuals. Each person brings a unique talent and expertise to the table, working together and coordinating tasks and responsibilities in order to see a project through a concept of production. Let's start with the business analyst. What business analyst exactly does? While there are some similarities between data analyst and business analyst, but the key difference between these two roles, they do with the data. A business analyst is closer to the business itself and is a specialist on interpreting the data that comes from the visualization. Often the data analyst and business analyst could be accountability of the single person. It's depend on the organization. Next role is the data analyst. So data analysts are responsible for profiling, cleaning, and transforming a data, designing, building a scalable and perform data models, and enabling implementing the advanced analytics capabilities into reports for analysis purpose. Data analysts work with the data engineers to determine and locate the appropriate data sources and identify new process or improve existing process. This is what the job of data analyst. The next one is a data engineer. Primary responsibilities of data engineers include the use of on-premises and cloud data services. So many of you are maybe are not aware of what is on-premises and what is cloud data. On-premises means a server which is physically stored in your organization or somewhere else. This is called as a on-premises, where your setup is located in any of the premises. And cloud means you are using a virtualization technique where your services are placed somewhere else, and you are just opting as per your use. So this is what the cloud data services. So primary responsibilities of this data engineer to include use of on-premises and cloud data services and tools to ingest and transform data from multiple sources. The provision and set up the data platform technologies that are on-premises and in the cloud. They manage and secure the flow of structured and unstructured data from multiple sources. This is what the job of data engineer. The next one is the data scientist. Data scientists perform advanced analytics to extract the value from the data. Their work can vary from descriptive analytics to predictive analytics. Descriptive analytics evaluates the data through a process known as EDA, which is called as exploratory data analysis, and predictive analysis are used in machine learning to apply a modeling techniques that can detect anomalies or patterns, which is a job of a data scientist. And the last but not least is a database administrator, my favorite one because I was also a database administrator earlier in stage. So a database administrator, which implements and manages the operational aspects of cloud native and hybrid data platform solutions built on Microsoft Azure data services as well as Microsoft SQL Server. So I'm just giving an example of just a Microsoft services. So there may be a different data services as well and different databases as well. Like when we are seeing a different databases, so Microsoft product is a SQL Server. Oracle, they have their own database like Oracle. IBM, they have their own database which is called as DB2. So we are just talking about the Microsoft services now. Data administrator are responsible overall ability and consistent performance and optimization of database solution. So this is what the job of database administrator. I hope now you have clear with the job profiles of each and everyone, like what business analysts do, what is a data engineer, what is data analysis do, and what is a data scientist and data administrator. If you have any questions, you can type in the chat. Maybe we can discuss at the end of the session. Yeah. Next, task of data analysis. Now that you understand the who and what, it's time to discuss the how. You already know that data analysis is one of the several critical roles in an organization and helping uncover a sense of information to keep the company balanced and operating efficiently. As such, it's vital that you, as a data analyst, clearly understands your responsibility and the task that you perform on a nearly a daily basis. The skill set of data analyst is essential in helping organization gain a valuable insights into the expanse of data they have. Okay. So let's start with the each phase. Like first, we'll start with the prepare. What a prepare mode does? A data preparation is the process of profiling, cleaning, and transforming your data to get it ready to model and visualize. It takes a raw data and turning into the information that is trusted and undesirable. So what it means by raw data? Raw data means, like, suppose you are extracting any data in terms of a text, in terms of a notepad, in terms of Excel, the data which is not organized, it's called as a raw data. So data analyst collects the data from different multiple sources. It perform the multiple operation on that, convert into a readable format, and give some meaningful insights in the form of reports. This is what the prepare is done. Next one is the model. Once the data is in proper state, it's ready to be modeled. Data modeling is the process of determining how your tables are related to each other. This is done by defining and creating relationship between these tables. So once you pull out the data from, let's say, let's take an example of Excel. Once you pull out the data from the Excel, so now you have to establish the relation between them. How we can do that? We can see this in the next phase. While showing you a demo, I'll show this all the things to you. Next phase is visualize. This task is where you get to bring your data to life. The goal of visualize task is to ultimately solve the business problem. A well-designed report should tell a compelling and impactful story about that particular data and enabling the business decision makers to quickly gain needed insights. This is what the visualization does. The next phase is analyze. The analyze task is the important step of understanding and interpreting the information that is displayed on the report. In your role as a data analyst, you should understand the analytical capabilities of any analytical tool which you are going to use. The use of this is find insights, identify the pattern and trends, and predict the outcomes. This is what the analyze exactly does. The next is a manage. There are many components in any of the analytic tool, which include reports, dashboards, workspaces, data sets, and more. As a data analyst, you are responsible for the management of this asset, overseeing the sharing and distribution of items such as the reports, dashboards, and ensuring the security of analytical tool assets which you have. So this is what a component of a data analyst job. Let's go to the next slide. This is a Gartner report. You must have seen about it or heard about it, what the Gartner. Now you know all the responsibilities of data analysis, but which tool are in the market and what is the market share of that particular tool? This report will tell you. This report is called as a magic quadrant of a Gartner report. It is a series of market research reports published by IT consulting firm called as a Gartner. So now you can see here are 4 quadrants. One is a leader, challengers, niche players, and visionaries. So you can see all the market players who is in the field of business intelligence platform. So if you start from here, Microsoft is a top leader in complete field of data analysis. After Microsoft, we have a Tableau and ClickView, which are the leaders of leaders of this business intelligence platform. Apart from that, Google, Microsoft, AWS, IBM, Alibaba Cloud, all these are the tools. They have their own tool for the data analysis. But Microsoft is a leader in this magic quadrant. It has a massive market reach through a Microsoft Office and comprehensive and visionary product roadmap. Microsoft offers a data preparation, visualization-based data discovery, interactive dashboards, augmented analytics in a Power BI tool. This is available as a cloud as well as an on-premises solution. For data analysis, Microsoft providing a fantastic tool which is called as Power BI Desktop, which can be used as a standalone free personal analysis tool. And installation of Power BI Desktop is required when Power users are authoring to complex data mashups involving on-premises data sources. Microsoft releases a weekly update to its cloud-based Power BI service, which gained hundreds of features in 2020. Notable additions include a more augmented analytics in the form of AI, including NLG and anomaly detection capabilities, which is the out-of-box for the visuals. So that is why Microsoft is a leader in data analysis field. Now you must have heard about the multiple tools like multiple market players like Amazon, IBM, Microsoft. So from Microsoft, Power BI is a data visualization, data analysis tool. So Power BI is a collection of software services, app, and connectors that work together to turn your unrelated sources of data into coherent, visually immersive, and interactive insights. Whether your data is in simple Microsoft Excel or collection of cloud-based on-premises hybrid data warehouses, Power BI lets you easily connect to your multiple data sources, visualize or discover what's important, and share with everyone you wanted. In Power BI, there are multiple components. The first component is a desktop. a free application you install on your local computer that lets you connect and to transform and visualize your data. While giving you the demo, I will share the link of this Power BI desktop tool, which you can install on your machine and start visualizing your data. Next component, Power BI service. It is a SaaS service, software as a service, which brings together dashboard, workspaces, reports, and data sets for keeping a finger on the pulse of your business. This is what does the Power BI service. The next one is a Power BI mobile app. It connects to and interact with your cloud and on-premises data. You create reports in Power BI desktop. You create a dashboards and view dashboard and reports in Power BI report service. You view on premises Power BI reports on Power BI report server. All these reports and dashboard are available in Microsoft Power BI mobile app. So whatever you are developing in Power BI desktop, you can deploy in your Power BI service. This is a form of a report which you can deploy in your Power BI service. If you want to see that particular report in your mobile, you can go ahead and see that. This is how the flow of work in Power BI. A common flow of task in Power BI begins in Power BI desktop, where report is created. That report is published in Power BI service and the finally shared, so the users of Power BI mobile apps can consume that information. This is how these three services use, which is in the Power BI. Now let's talk about the use of Power BI. Sorry. As a data analyst, the activities and analysis that you will learn and use with the Power BI typically follow a common flow. Bring data into the Power BI where the data is clean, transformed, and modeled, and the reports are created. This is a primary use of this Power BI desktop. The reports are published to the Power BI service where you build dashboards or create a new visualization. And once you create that, share your dashboard and other Power BI asset with others in your organization, especially people who are on the go, view and interact the shared reports and dashboard in the Power BI mobile apps. You might spend all your time in the Power BI service viewing the visuals and reports that have been created by others, and that's totally fine. Someone else on your team might spend their complete time in Power BI desktop, which is fine too. To help you understand the full continuum of Power BI, what it can do, we will show you all of it. Then we can decide how to use it in your best advantage. Building blocks of Power BI. Everything you do in Microsoft Power BI can be broken down into few basic building blocks. After you understand these building blocks, you can expand on each of them and begin creating elaborate and complex reports. Let's explore the basic building blocks, which is in the Power BI. First, visualization. Sometimes also referred to just as a visual. It is a visual representation of data like a chart or color-coded map or other interesting things you can create to represent your data visually. Power BI, sorry. Yeah, so this is the visualization. Sometimes it's called as a visual. So you can create and represent your data visually. Power BI has all sorts of visualization types and more. It's keep on coming in all the time. And this following image shows a collection of a different visualization that we have created in Power BI service. The next one is a data set. A data set is a collection. So data set, it means like your source of data from where your data is coming. So now in this screen, you can see an Excel report, a collection of data from a combination of many different sources, which you can filter and combine and provide a unique collection of data and that used to create a visualization. So understand the flow. So this is your Excel, which you embedded in your Power BI, and based on these data sets, you're using your visualization, you're creating such a report. The next one is the reports. Reports is again a collection of visualization that appears together on one or more pages. This is what the visualization. The next one is a dashboard. This is the dashboard. A collection of visuals from a single page that you can share with others. And often it's selected group of visuals that can provide a quick insight to the data or story you're trying to present. This is what the different blocks of a Power BI. The next one is storing and using a Power BI. The common flow of work in Microsoft Power BI is used to create a report in Power BI Desktop and publish in the Power BI service, and then share it with the in your organization, so they can view in the service or in the mobile app if they want it. But because some people begin in the Power BI service, let's get an overview of the first that and learn about easy and popular way to create visuals in Power BI apps. An app is a collection of present ready-made visuals and reports that are shared with an entire organization. Using an app, it's like a microwaving a TV dinner or ordering a fast food value meal. You just have to press a few buttons or make a few comments, and you are quickly served a collection of entries designed together, all presented in a tidy ready consume package. So this is what the how Microsoft Power BI service looks like. Okay, so we have talked about a lot of things like different services, tools. Sorry, is anyone talking? Okay. So we have discussed a lot of things right now, like data sets, reports, visuals, Power BI desktop, Power BI service. So I'll just quickly show you the Power BI desktop, and first I'll start with the Power BI desktop. Are you able to see my screen? Power BI desktop screen. Can someone
Yes,
please?
sir. It is clear.
Not a desktop screen, only slide is visible right now.
Okay, just a moment. Can someone please confirm? Is it visible?
Yes, sir, now visible.
Okay, thank you. So this is a tool which is called as a Power BI desktop tool, which is a Microsoft tool used for the data analysis purpose. I'll just quickly give you a walkthrough of this tool. This is a visualization pane where you can create different visualizations. Can someone please quickly mute yourself if you're not talking, please? Thank you. Okay, so this is a Power BI desktop tool, which is a free. I will share the link in the chat in some time, where you can go and download this tool. It's a free for everyone. For the individual users, you can download and do the analysis for your own, but not for the enterprise. You can learn and practice it by your own, but to share it, it requires a license. Okay, so I'll just quickly give you overview of it. If you want, first you have to get some data. So to get the data, click on this button, which is called as get data. Your data source can be a Microsoft Excel. Your data source can be any of the database. There are 70 plus data source which you can connect with your Microsoft Power BI. So these are the different data sources. First is the Excel, .txt flat file. You can explore JSON file, PDFs, SharePoint, Microsoft SQL Server, Access database. Apart from that, you can pull out the data from IBM DB2, MySQL, Postgre, Teradata, SAP HANA. A lot of things are there, and you just name it. This database would be there, or this data source would be there. And Microsoft keep on adding this data, multiple data sources as on they are progressing. So currently there are 70 plus data sources which you can import in your Power BI tool. So I might just quickly show you how to import the data. First, click on get the data. whatever your data source, you just choose it. I'm currently pulling out the data from Excel. So clicking on Excel workbook. So you can see here, because first I have clicked on Excel, it first checked the Excel, but there is no Excel out there. So it is checking all the files. Now it is auto detected a flat file, which is called a CSV. I'm just pulling out one Excel here. So now it will load the data. So before that, I will quickly show you. Just a moment, it is, I think, getting loaded quickly. Yeah. Are you able to see this table? Product ID, date, zip, units, revenue, country. Can someone please
Yes, sir.
quickly confirm?
No, sir.
And I am showing it again. Just first the click on get data. So if you are importing a data from Excel, click on Excel. If you are importing a data from CSV, click on CSV. Or if you want to click, get the data from any of the database, you have to click on that particular data source. So I'm currently importing a data through Excel work. So I'm just clicking on connect. Now it is checking in my folder, but there it is showing there is no Excel file. But I'm clicking over here on files. It is showing a different CSV. So the new data source, it is automatically detected. Even though if you are not sure whether your file type is .txt, Excel or CSV, don't worry about it. This tool, Microsoft Power BI desktop tool, it itself is an intelligent tool which can auto detect even though if you are wrong with your data source prediction. So this is the CSV file. I am just importing one CSV file. So now it is importing. Are you able to see now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the data which is there in the particular Excel. I will show you that Excel as well. Yeah. So if you can see here, these are the columns which is there in particular Excel file. So when I'm importing this data into Power BI, it is showing like this. So now the job of a data analyst is first he has to load the data. After that, he has to transform the data. What it means to transform, I just discussed in some time before. A transform data means you have to bring the data in proper format to do the proper data analysis. That is called as a transforming. It is a ETL process. ETL process means extracts, transform, and load. First, you have to extract the data from multiple source, transform in the way where you have to do this data analysis, and load it where you want, which is your target output. So I'm just loading this data. Now you can see that all the details of that column will appear over here. It is a loading a data. Generally, it take 1 to 2 minutes to load the data. Depends on the size of that particular data source. More the size, more it will take a time. Now you just see here, it will appear that all the columns were. Yeah, so you can see here, Canada is the name of that particular sheet, and these are the different columns, so which are there in the particular sheet. So product id, date, zip, units, revenue, and a country. So here are this country, date, all the columns are there. Now you have to use these visualizations to do your data analysis. So to create any report, so this is what the input data. So suppose if someone asks you, take this all the country wise data like Canada, Germany, Japan, Mexico, and Nigeria, and do your analysis and let me know how my sales is going on in all the countries. So if we are going to do it manually, it would be a very difficult job for us, because we have to click on each and every sheet, do the transformation, do the analysis manually, and it will take a lot of time, minimum 2-3 days to do a complete analysis of this all the 5 sheets. But this is a capability of any analytical tool which will combine data from the multiple sources. So you can combine this all the data in one report and do the proper analysis on that. So in my previous batch, I have created one report which I will show you. After doing all the analysis on that, all the transformation, like which I said, we have to transform the first data. Uh, Now we have extracted the data. The next stage is transforming the data. After doing the transformation, applying some visuals, a report will create like this. I have just created our report, which is from the previous batch. So this was the sales report. So you can see the different geographies where we combine this all the geographies, combine all the data, and this is how the report looks like. This is a country-wise sales, total market share of this company, year-wise sales growth. You can see over here. Same. If you hover any of the particular point, you will say the particular sales on that particular year. So in 2015, how was the sales? You can hover on 2015 and see that. Similarly, if you want to see on 2018, you can see it. If you want to see by manufacturer, go to the next report. It will show you how the manufacturer report will look like this. Just see over here. So if you are a company's CEO or CIO, if you are seeing this report, so I'm just giving you a ready-made report analysis. Just click on the play. Now see, different things will get changed and you will be able to see. So if I am a person who is in the top management, if I see my report like this, and I will quickly get like how my sale is in urban area, how my sales in rural area, how youth are doing this, how my country-wise sales, how my year-wise sales. So I can see my companies whether profit making or not. This is the power of analysis, which you can generate through your analytics. And by seeing this, we can do some business decisions, whether it is a profit making or if we want to convert or change our strategy, we can do it in a such a way. So this is how the report looks like once you do all the transformation. If you are proficient in data analysis, it will take hardly 4 to 5 hours to generate a report like this. So this is how the Power BI desktop. So once I'll just stop over here. So as a data analyst and developer, you Power BI desktop, as I said earlier, this tool is used to create a report. So once this report is created, I want to share this report. So next component is a Power BI service. So how can I do that? Click on publish. It will publish the report to Power BI service. So through Power BI service, you can distribute this report to among your all the peoples whoever you want it. So I just click on publish. Now it will publish it into my workspace. I have just selected. Now it is publishing. It's only just one click. It will do all the engineering and all the things in the background, and your report will get published. You don't need to worry about it. Just click on the publish, sit for 2 minutes, and your report will publish over here. So Just a moment. Yeah. So this is the workspace. It's called as a Power BI service. Once report is developed and it is published, it will appear over here. So this is the next component, which is called as a Power BI service. So once report is deployed, it will appear here. So just wait for report is getting deployed. It is still in publishing. It will take a 2 minutes to publish that report into Power BI service. Meanwhile, if anyone has any question, he can type in a chat. I will take a look on it in the end of the session. Okay, now you can see your report is published. It is giving you a signal like success. If it is getting failed or if there is any error, it will show you as an error and the error will appear over here. So I click on got it. Now come here in Power BI service. Now you can see the report appear over here. You can see the timestamp. It's just 12:51. So that report you can see over here. Same report which we just now published. So now your report comes from Power BI desktop to Power BI service. And now suppose if you want to share this report with your friends, your colleagues, or your top management in your company, how you can do it? Click on share, type the email address with whom you want to share this report and click on send. This report will send it to them. Similarly, you can export this report in PDF and in Excel and in PowerPoint as well. So this is how it works. Also, just now Microsoft had introduced that you can do the direct integration with Office 365. That means you can directly send that particular report in Microsoft Teams. If you are in going to any of the organization, Teams is the tool which is used for the communication purpose for internal in any of the organization. So you can directly send this report to them. So let's take the scenario, like suppose if you are if you are any CEO of any of the company like Amazon, and if you want to see a sales of that particular year, so and how your product and how your different categories are performing, so what you can do, you can ask your data analyst to gather all the data of sales from particular year, do your analysis and send me the report. So your analyst will prepare a complete report based on your data and directly share with you, and based on that report you can see a month wise sales, or which component is a profit making, or which component which you need to change your strategy because that component is not performing as per your expectation. You can do some analysis on that and change your strategy. That is why data analysis is required. I hope you have got the complete idea about the data analysis. So I'm just going back over here, and once you done with your data analysis course, it is necessary that to take a certification. So you can take a Microsoft certification The name of this certification is DA-100. This is a name of the certification, and the syllabus of this particular exam is like it is divided into 5 different modules: prepare the data, model the data, visualize the data, analyze it, and deploy it. So this is what we have just we have just seen in just last 5 minutes. We have taken the data from Excel source. We have done some transformation, model and visualization, created the report, and deployed it into Power BI service. So if you understand this complete flow, you can able to write this exam. And once you written this exam and pass it, you will get a badge from Microsoft like this, Microsoft Certified Data Analyst, like this. So this is how the complete path of the Microsoft Power BI data analysis. That's it from my side. Let me know like if you guys have any questions. I would happy to take it. Okay, I got one question from Deepak Joshi that Power BI certification is necessary for job. Okay, see, any certification, it's not a necessary, but it shows the capability that you have cleared this exam. You have that capability, so people can trust you, and you will be having that brand. You can call as I'm a Microsoft certified data analyst. So if you are a fresher or looking for your first job, so you can get it from like. So that is why Power BI certification is necessary. And it will not cost you much like SAP certification. SAP certification is cost in your lakhs, but this certification will cost you in thousands. So it's close to 6,000 rupees, which Microsoft charge you. The next question is from Prangya. As a Power BI is more advanced than Excel, why companies are strictly looking for MS Excel? Okay. So Prangya, MS Excel comes with a Microsoft Office suite, where we can do this data analysis, but it is very limited, not at complete capabilities which Power BI desktop has. Let's take an example of a digital camera and camera. Mobile camera can capture all the images which you can capture from your DSLR. But the difference between these two is like DSLR have a lot of different abilities, clarity, and all these things are different, which is used for the professional photography. But Excel, which is having a very limited scope for the data, and but to use Power BI desktop for the organization, there is some cost which organization has to pay for it, for the licensing cost. And mostly every company is having their own data analysis tool. I hope I answer your question. Okay, next question is from Akshaya. What is the scope of Power BI? Does it have the future after Excel? See, there is no comparison between Excel and Power BI desktop. Power BI desktop is completely different. And as I shown you in the Gartner report, in a data analytics and business intelligence field, Microsoft is leading like anything. No one is near to the Microsoft. So there are a lot of jobs which is available for data scientists, data analysts, database administrator, and it will be there for sure for a longer period of time. So definitely, a Power BI data analysis will be having a bright future. Okay, what is the course name? Okay, what is the price of Microsoft data? Okay, that we will come we will see that thing. How about doing the certification from Coursera? How valid is it if compared to Microsoft certification? See, you can get the certificate from any of the organization, and Coursera is something like a learning tool, but Microsoft is a vendor. In the market, if you are saying that you have done the certification of Coursera and other person is showing that he has certified on that particular tool, so let's say a vendor, Tableau having their own tool, so if you have done the practice on Tableau, you should get the certification from the Tableau. That is having a very good value. If you are doing your hands-on practice on Power BI, so you have to get the certification from Microsoft. That shows your expertise. Coursera, Pluralsight, or Udemy, this certification, it's just for your self-satisfaction. That this will not be valid in any of the industry or organization. Also, Tableau is one of the visualization tools, so which is better in Learn and Write. See, talking about the Tableau, uh, first major difference, Tableau is a licensed tool where you cannot download and practice it. Where Microsoft Power BI desktop, you can download it freely and practice it. This is the first difference between the pricing between Tableau and Power BI. The next difference about the costing. Microsoft is very competitive in terms of pricing, and if you compare these market share between Tableau and Microsoft Power BI is way longer than Tableau. Okay, so next question is, where is the job perspective? How much time required for learning and getting placement? So I can say to learn this course, you will be needing at least 15 to 20 days of time. After that, minimum 15 to 20 days of practice from your side. And maybe on an average, I can say a normal person can be a data analyst, become in a maximum in 2 months with the certification. Okay, so I have seen a couple of questions about the course and cost. I will just hand over from my side to Mr. Gaurav. He will give you the idea about the course fees and certification cost and all these things. Thank you, everyone. That's it from my side.
Hi, I think my screen visible to all. I think so.
Yes, Gaurav.
Okay, so firstly, I'll just thank you, Mr. Kiran, for such insightful session to us. And just little bit, Sonam ma'am have already told us about our organization. So just giving you a brief uh, thing about like what we are offering. So we offer this data and analytics course on these two modes. Like we have a fast track course and then a standard course. In this fast track course, this is like something 8 hours per day for 8 days, and with this we provide some interview assistance also, and that will be charged 15,000 INR. And second one is in the standard mode, like 2 hours per day for 30 days, and we'll provide interview assistance also, some placements also, like we will help you with the placements whenever you are going in the industry for the placements and all. And this is more suitable for those who are working professionals and they cannot spend more time per day. That standard course is for them, and those who are looking for a job right now and they want to switch into this data analytics industry, this fast track course is for them. So please, we have shared the feedback form. We are just sharing in the chat box. Please go through that feedback form and just let us know like what we can improve in our further presentation, further courses, further online courses. And these certificates for the course for the today's workshop will be mailed to you in 2 days. And please contact us for any inquiries. Like this is our number with you. 8279679408 and 96343339997, and you can mail us at sonam@actical.com. We will be very helpful. We'll be very happy to help you, and we'll be in touch with you. Thank you, guys. I'll just share you the our feedback form link. Just please give us a small feedback and what we can do for improving us. Just please let us know. The feedback form is in the chat box.
Okay, just to add on which Gaurav said, we are providing a complete certification course from our side. So you can get in touch with Mr. Gaurav or Sonam. So they will provide information about this course. So where we will be providing a complete assistance to the course, as well as a certification which is for the Microsoft. Also, will be providing assistance for the a job as well. Thank you.
Thank you all. Please fill the feedback form. After that, we will provide the certification after that, post that. And please like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Actical. This is our page. And thank you all. Thank you for giving your time. Thank you, Mr. Kiran, for giving such insightful session to us. And we'll be looking forward to have more sessions with you. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.